Hey, what's good everyone? In today's session, I get stuck down all night until the very last hand. Alright, let's get it.
I belong to you. I belong to you. Do just what you want.
Today, I go play the 1-2 no limit game at the final table. I buy in for the max $400. I get my chips and head to the table. Starting off the session, I pick up Jack 5 of diamonds. This is my friend's favorite hand, so I gotta play for him. So I raise it to $16. 3 players call, and we go 4 ways to a flop. The flop is 4 king queen with 2 hearts. I do have a couple backdoor draws, but for the most part, I brick this flop. But it does hit my range though, so when action checks to me, I bet $21, and they all fold. Tight table. They don't want no smoke with Jackson 5, baby. Tee. Shout out to my boy Bo. No way I was losing this hand. Alright, double board bomb pot time. The flop on the top board is 4-7 queen with 2 clubs, and the bottom board is 7 ace deuce with 2 spades. And I flop top set on both boards. Hey, okay. First action's on me, and I check. Because if I bet first into everyone, it's gonna look very strong. Unfortunately, action checks through. The turn on the top board is a 9 of hearts, and the turn on the bottom board is the ace of diamonds. Now giving me quad aces. Yes. I check again. Seat 1 bets out $20, 1 player calls, and then when action's on me, I raise it to $70. Only 1 player calls, and we go heads up to a river. The river on the top board is the king of diamonds. Now I'm losing to 10 jack for a straight and pocket kings. Man, this always happens on double board bomb pots when you flop top set. The river on the bottom board is the 8 of diamonds. My opponent only has $61 left, and I want all of it. So I put him all in, and he snap calls. I show my hand, and we're good on both boards. My opponent turned a set of 9s on the top, and river to flush on the bottom, and I stack him. This next hand, I started recording a few seconds late, but I look down at 8-9 spades and raise it to $8. 1 player calls, and then seat 1 raises it to $15. I make the call along with 2 other players, and we go 4 ways to a flop. The flop is a fun one. King 8 ace with 2 spades, and I flop a flush draw along with bottom pair. Action checks all the way to seat 1, and he goes all in for $55. Only I make the call, and we go heads up to a run out. See you on the river. The turn is the king of hearts, and now my hand can possibly be dead. Great. And the river is the 10 of clubs. I break the turn and river, and my opponent shows ace 10 for 2 pair, and I double him up. I was just kidding about the river joke. And I double him up. Not too much longer, I look down at 5 deuce of clubs. The middle position raises it to $8, and I don't want to just make the flat call and go multi-ways. So I raise it to $28, trying to make my hand look a little bit stronger than 5 high. And one by one, everyone folds. Alright, I'll take it. This next hand, under the gun +1 raises it to $7, and I look down at queen 9 offsuit. I make the call along with 3 players, and we go 5 ways to a flop. The flop is 9-9-6 all offsuit, and I flop trip 9s. Under gun +1 continues with a small C bet of $7. When action's on me, I think about raising it here, but there's no real draws out there except for 7-8, so I just make the call since I pretty much flop the nuts. Only 1 other player calls, and we go 3 ways to a turn. The turn is the 4 of clubs, which now brings in the backdoor flush draw. Under gun +1 leads out again, but this time for $11. Such a small bet. I think he has a pair of 6s, maybe even 7s or 8s, and just try and protect his hand. So I raise it to $32, and only he makes the call. The river is the 10 of clubs, which now brings in a backdoor flush and straight draw with 7-8. He checks it over me, and I go for some thin value and bet $30. He tanks for a whole minute, and eventually makes the call. I show my trips thinking I'm good since he tanked for a minute, but my opponent shows 7-8 of hearts for a rivered straight, and I value on myself. Damn. A few hands later, I look down at ace 3 offsuit and raise it to $8. 2 players call, and we go 3 ways to a flop. The flop is ace king deuce all offsuit, and I flop top pair, but no kicker really. Action checks me, and I bet it out $8. Both players call, and the turn is a 3 of clubs, now giving me 2 pair. Action again checks me, and I size up a little bit and bet $25, and only the cutoff calls. The river is a jack of spades, and this time I bet $100, and my opponent snap calls. I show my 2 pair, and my opponent quickly folds his cards. Whew! When he snap called, I thought for sure he had a bigger 2 pair, and may even got there on the river, but I take down the pot. In this one, I look down at 4-8 of diamonds, and under the gun +1 raises it to $7. I should be raising here, but I decide just to make the flat call along with one other player, and we go 3 ways to a flop. The flop is a pretty good one. 10-6-9 with 2 diamonds, and I flop a flush draw along with a straight draw. Under the gun +1 leads out for $11, and only I make the call, and we go heads up to a turn. The turn is the deuce of clubs, and he checks it over to me. I think about betting here to try to steal the pot, but I decide to check and see a free card. The river is a good one, the 9 of diamonds, which now gives me a flush. It does pair the board though, but if he had a set, I don't think he's checking the turn, so I'm not worried about a full house. He bets out $15, and I raise it to $50. He snap calls. Uh-oh, that's not good. I show my flush, and my opponent shows King 7 of diamonds for a bigger flush. Flush on flush. That is so sick. And I value on myself again. Looking back, I played this hand bad. I shouldn't be limping in pre-flop, and then I missed my raise on the flop. And then on the turn, I missed my bet and let my opponent see a free river card. But I'll learn from this one. Moving on, we play a double board bomb pot. The flop on the top board is Queen 8-9 all offsuit, and I flop the nuts straight with 10 jack. And the bottom board is King 6 deuce with 2 hearts, and I don't have much on that board. C4 bets out $8, one player calls, and then I raise it to $28. 2 players call, and we go 3 ways to a turn. The turn on the top board is a deuce of hearts, which doesn't change anything, and the bottom board is a 7 of hearts, not completing the flush. I don't have a flush, so my hand could potentially be dead on the bottom. C4 leads out for $75, and only I make the call. We go heads up to river, which is the ace of hearts on top, and I still have the nuts on the top. And the bottom board is the jack of clubs, now giving me 2 pair. My opponent then goes all in and has me covered, and I snap call. I'm hoping he has a flush on the bottom and that we're chopping. But my opponent shows 10 jack as well, and king jack for a higher 2 pair on the bottom board, and I get 3 quartered. Damn, I had a feeling that was gonna happen, but just couldn't fold the nuts on top. I didn't take a big hit to my stack, and this put me on tilt real bad. Last hand of night, literally, as this place is closing after this hand, and of course we gotta play another double board bomb pot. The top board is 4-6-6 with 2 spades, and I flop a straight flush draw. And the bottom board is ace 4 ace, and I flop a full house. First actions on me, and I check. The button bets out $10, and then I raise it to $30. One player calls, and then the button 3 bets it to $75. I just make the call along with one other player, and we go 3 ways to a turn. The turn on the top board is the 5 of clubs, and the turn on the bottom board is the 9 of spades. I check, and it checks over to the button, and he goes all in and has both of us covered. I have $208, and the way I'm running tonight, someone probably has ace 9, or at least has an ace in their hand, and will probably river a bigger full house. The top board, I most likely only have 2 outs and need a deuce or 7 of spades for a straight flush. Well, if you got it, you got it. But it's the last hand of the night, and I'm stuck. So you know what that means. I'm either going home broke or up a little bit, as I'm really only just trying to chop the pot. So I make the call, and so does the other player. Great. Pretty sure one of them has an ace. The river on the top board is a 10 of diamonds, and the river on the bottom board is a 10 of spades. The button shows 6-4 for a flop full house on the top board. I show my ace 4 and take down half the pot on the bottom board, and seat 4 shows 6-10 for a river full house on the top and takes down the other half. Ooh, I thought for sure I was getting stacked, and finally got unstuck. Small W, but the way I was running tonight, I'll definitely take it. But just like that, I rack up my chips and call it a night. Alright, just got done with the session. It was a grind tonight. Just had a dead seat all night tonight. I was actually down all night until the last hand. Literally the last hand of the night was that double board bomb pot. Flopped the full house and ended up with a chop and took half the pot, so I definitely take it. I was in for the game for 400 and out for 435, so long grind for $35, but you know, sometimes that's just how the night goes. So thanks for watching and see you on the river.
Playing all my melody.